In this particular video, we will look into the details of seed. Now, after fertilization, ovary converts to fruit and the ovules which are present inside the ovary, these develop or convert into the seeds. If we talk of the structure of seed, then it will have three parts. The first part is the outer covering, which is called as seed coat. Inside the seed coat, there will be embryo, and there is a third part which is called endosperm. This may be present or this may be absent. So, out of the three parts, a seed will certainly have seed coat and embryo, but endosperm will be present in some seeds and it will be absent in some seeds. Talking of the structure of embryo. Now, embryo has two parts present in it. The first part that is present inside embryo is called the embryonal axis. The second part is called as the cotyledons. Now, if we talk of the embryonal axis, so this is a structure, rod-like structure which is present, and this axis has two parts. The first part is called as plumule and the second part is called as radicle. Now, this plumule part, it will convert into a stem, and this radical part, it will convert into root. So, the first part of embryo is this embryonal axis. Now, after this embryonal axis, there can be cotyledons. Now, the number of cotyledons can be 2 in some seeds. If the number of cotyledons are 2, we call it dicotyledonous, or in short dicot seeds. And if the number of cotyledons is just 1, we call it monocotyledonous or monocot seed. Examples of dicot seeds are gram, pea. Example of monocot seeds are wheat and maize. So, we can say that there will be difference in the structure of dicot seed and monocot seed. First, we will look into the structure of dicot seed. So, if we talk of the structure of dicot seeds, there will be the first part which will be seed coat. The second part will be similar embryo. Embryo will have embryonal axis and cotyledons, and finally there will be endosperm which can be present or which can be absent. Talking of the outermost covering, that is the seed coat. So, if we look into this diagram, this is a dicot seed which is being shown here, and this outer covering is the seed coat. Seed coat can have two parts. The outer layer will be called as testa and the inner layer will be called as tegmen. Now, two structures we can note in this particular diagram. The first structure is called as the hilum and the second structure is called as the micropyle. So, in this particular diagram, we can see that a scar is present here, and this scar on seed coat is called as the hilum. This particular scar comes by the point where seeds were attached to the ovary or the seeds. In this case, micropyle will be a structure, it will be a small pore and it will be present just above the hilum. Water enters into the seed during germination by this structure which is called as micropyle. After micropyle, we come to the second structure, that is the embryo. Obviously, it will be present inside the seed coat. It will have two parts. The first part is the embryonal axis that we talked about it. The one end was the plumule which gives rise to the stem. In this diagram, this above part is the plumule and this below part is the radicle. It will give rise to the root. The second, it is a dicot seed, so obviously it will have two cotyledons. Cotyledons are fleshy and these are full of reserve food materials. In this particular diagram, this is one cotyledon, this is the other cotyledon, and that is why it is a dicot seed. Now the third part, endosperm. If endosperm is present, then we call it endospermic seed, and if endosperm is absent, we call it non-endospermic seed. Now, in the case endosperm is present, endosperm will be formed as a result of double fertilization. Endosperm is a food storing tissue, and castor is an example, dicot seed example, in which endosperm is found. And if endosperm is absent and is a non-endospermic seed, example will be beans, grams, and the peas.